If someone gets the hold on you perfectly, there's no escape. And we saw that with... Gotta create space. You notice that there's no space here? So to create space, I have to turn. If I turn this way here, I'm tightening it up, right? If I turn this way here, you see, I've created some space. When I do that, he's gonna push. And then I'm gonna pull him over. So how do I do this turn? So he has me in Kesa-Gatame. I'm gonna come up, and I'm going to scissor kick this way here, as hard as I can. Okay? And then I'm gonna scissor kick this way here. Now I did it away from him so that I'm creating some concern on his part. And then I'm gonna go into him, and then when he pushes back, I'm gonna pull it over. So I'm gonna teach you one that's a lot easier. This is guaranteed to get him to release so that you can escape. You know what I'm saying? Watch this hand here. I'm gonna come this way here, right? And then I'm gonna come this way here. And then I'm gonna, when he pushes, I'm gonna pull this way here, right? Okay, it's there. Guaranteed to work. This is the single most effective self-defense tool there is. Each one of you should have this on your keychain or in your pocket all the time. I don't know where I got this. I think it was from when I was teaching at the Capitol Police in Washington, D.C. One of the guys said, I'll show you a better way to do that. And he just blew his whistle. It scared the heck out of me. A little fun for tonight. So when they have you, you want to turn away from them. Then you want to turn back into them. And then when they push, see, because when you turn this way here, it kind of says, okay, let me push back into them. And then when I scissor kick this way here and I pull my arm, then they get really nervous. Then they push back. And then I'm going to grab here and then pull right over and then do a scissor kick this way. And by then, they'll be on that side. You cannot escape anything unless you create space. So when you're turning this way here, it's a definite. And then when you scissor kick back toward them, you want to pull that right hand. So on this one here, you pull the right hand. And then when they push against you, this hand obviously is already working, is grabbing here. And then when they push against you, you're going to scissor kick this way here and continue that turn. It's just like doing o-goshi on the mat. That's basically what it is. This is just the kihon no kata, the fundamental way of doing it. Now, people ask, well, how come you do 1, 2, 3? Well, people are going to understand what you're doing. So I tried to, by the first one, scissor kicking away from him, it causes a little bit of concern. Oh, he's moving, maybe I don't have it that tight. Anytime somebody thinks that they don't have it on tight, what do? They try and tighten it up. Now when they do that, there's always going to be a little bit of space. So then I come over this way here, and at that time, it's all timing, I pull this elbow down. And then I feel them push against me because they don't want to release that elbow. As soon as they push against me, I pull them. So when pushed, pulled, when pulled, push. Just like in ne-waza and throwing techniques. It's the same thing. And once again, it takes 1,000 times to learn the technique, 10,000 times to polish it. That's one of the things about ne-waza competition. They stop it right away. That's really bad. Because ne-waza, whether it be osaikomi-waza, shime-waza, or kansetsu-waza, is part of original jujitsu and then brought into judo, although Professor Kano didn't like it that much because he thought it was dirty. You're out in the field, right? You're rolling in horse manure or dog poop and things like that, right? So he wanted most of his judo being done stand up. And then they were fighting against Kosen judo groups, right? And they did very poorly. So then his advisors said, you should really, consider putting ne-waza in the curriculum because he really didn't have it in there. He had a lot of standing shime-waza, standing osaikomi-waza, and there's standing kansetsu-waza. He did that, but he didn't do it on the ground because he didn't like it. He thought it was unsanitary. And there's a point to that. I mean, when you're on the ground and someone is sweating and the sweat drips in your mouth, that's pretty gross. Or it falls in your eye and it burns, you can't go like that. And the worst thing is when it gets in your ear and then they rub garlic on themselves and you got to smell that. oh, that's terrible, or they have bad body odor. Those are all things that were done on purpose in the old days when I was fighting. So there's all kinds of tricks to the trade. The worst one is the judo gis too. Ooh, some of those judo gis were really ripe. I teach you not the sport of jujitsu, but the real life jujitsu of fighting. Okay, there was no judo gi before Professor Kano. If you go back and you look at the drawings and things, all they had was something that looked like a jacket, but it was made of thin material, and the pants were basically shorts like this, okay, but not this same material. So if you take that material and you grab it and you pull it, it's going to rip. So in old jiu-jitsu, what we wanted to do is grab on and then understand that what we're practicing is basically the claw. Now, sometimes you would get a good piece of skin, whatever it is they had, you grab. Sometimes you grab up here and you got the ear by accident, you know? But those are the old days when you could really fight. If you didn't get caught, you were innocent. If you're grabbing like this, okay, it could slip out. Of course, here, it slips out easy. But when you grab on the material and you get a piece of the skin, it's going to hurt them enough so that you can grab even deeper. So you want to grab the judo gi at every opportunity you can.